Chloe here. Today I'm super excited to talk to you because I'm going to be talking to you about 40 things that you can get rid of before 2018. Last year I made a video similar to this, which I'll be leaving below to give you any more additional tips of ways that you can simplify your life going into the new year. But for now, let's get started. Number one on this list is old, broken, or unused jewelry. This could be simply earrings without backings on it that you never wear, or backings of earrings, rusty jewelry, or damaged jewelry. If you feel like the quality of the jewelry is good still, you can take it to a pawn shop or a jeweler and possibly get money in exchange for these old and unused items. Next on the list is ticket stubs, old boarding passes, travel brochures, any kind of little tidbits you may have collected from a previous travel experience. These things you are probably holding on to for some kind of sentimental value when the truth is they will be missed if you just decide to recycle them. Next on this list is dried flowers. You might be familiar with this because possibly you have some potpourri sitting around in a little bowl, just dried flowers that are probably crumbly and brown by now. It's time to declutter those. They're just gathering dust. Next on this list, I have old magazines that you don't look through or don't read. Something you could possibly do with them before you throw them away is creating a vision board, and I have a video on a how-to down below. Next on the list is hair elastics that have lost their stretchiness or hair accessories that you do not use. Think about your daily basis life. If you're the type of person who honestly just wears their hair down or wears their hair in a ponytail, there's no need to have a collection of headbands, barrettes, bobby pins, things like that. Consciously ask yourself, are you using what you have? And if you aren't using it, then donate it or get rid of it if it is something that is damaged or broken. Next, we have little knickknacks. This is often something that may hold a little bit of sentimental value, perhaps a little travel knickknack or something somebody brought you back from a special trip. The truth is, it most likely gathering dust and doesn't really add any joy to your life. Take a look at the surfaces that you have in your home, whether this be bookshelves, on your desk, in your kitchen, and ask yourself if you can donate any of these knickknacks. Next on this list, we have kitchen supplies and utensils that you don't use that could be damaged or broken, or that you might already have a double of that you aren't aware of. This could be anything from multiple measuring cups, multiple measuring spoons, a broken blender when you also have a food processor, which could essentially do the same thing. Things like that. Get creative and ask yourself how you can minimize your kitchen. You'll feel a lot better when you can open your cupboards and not feel cluttered. Next on this list, I have accessories that you don't wear or you don't use. This could be multiple scarves that you have. See if you can simplify this. Hats or something like bras. Ask yourself if you're really wearing those types of accessories that you have in your life, or if you consistently gravitate towards one or two. If you have a favorite scarf that you always wear and rarely ever venture out past that one, then it's time to donate the rest. Next, I have clothes that don't fit. Don't bring anything that no longer fits into 2018 with you, because the truth is it's taking up space in your closet, in your drawers, and essentially it is taking away from your life. So let's refresh things and simplify things and create space for all the wonderful things that 2018 has to bring. Next, I have old towels or worn out and frayed bath mats. Ask yourself, do you really need the abundance of towels that you may have in your closet, or if any are damaged or that you don't use? The truth is, if these items aren't totally damaged, you can donate them to someone who will be able to get their use out of them. This is the season of giving after all. Next, I have old makeup. The truth is, it's not healthy to keep old makeup around, so ask yourself if you're really using all of the makeup that you have. One challenge that I have is that I keep a separate makeup bag, and anything that I don't seem to gravitate towards on a daily basis, I put into this separate bag. If I haven't missed everything in the past month, it's time to donate it and or get rid of it if it is unhealthy. Next is expired or sample-sized toiletries. Are you ever going to use them? If you feel like you are, go ahead and use them now, and if not, it's time to donate and or get rid of them if they are expired. Next, it's time to clear out the fridge. Do you have any expired sauces, expired foods, expired cans, things like that? Go ahead and see what is filling your cupboards and your fridge. If you can donate any of these items that you know that you probably won't eat or use before the expiration date, donate them. Next would be toys your pets or kids no longer play with. These can definitely be donated to somebody who will enjoy them even more, whether this be a furry friend or a wonderful human being. The next thing I have on this list is scratched nonstick cookware. This actually isn't healthy to use. Do your best to recycle it if you can, and if not, it's time to clear it out and make room for something a lot safer. Next, old underwear or swimwear that has lost its stretch, that is no longer worn. If you feel like this is donatable, donate it, and if not, then it's still time to get rid of it. Next, stockings with runs. The truth is, it's an accident waiting to happen. Next, worn out sheets, bedding, and pillows that you no longer use. Like I said, this is a season of giving. Donate them below if you feel like someone else could use them, or if someone could use the fabric to create something better out of it. Next would be empty or near empty bottles of cleaning supplies. Do you have 2 Windexes sitting underneath your counter? Do you have multi-use products? Ask yourself if you can go ahead and use these things today. See if they're expired, see if there's doubles. Go ahead and take a look at your cleaning cabinet and see what you can simplify under there. Next would be buttons. These are buttons that come on coats when you buy them, or buttons used to mend things. Sometimes we just happen to have this collection of oddball buttons that we don't need. If it really comes down to it and you do seem to damage a coat and need an extra button, you can always take it to a professional and they should have something that should do the trick. Next would be old wedding invites, save the dates, and wedding favors. The truth is, these probably hold sentimental value in our lives, but ask yourself when the last time was that you took out any particular favors or cards that you're holding on to and see what you can declutter. Next would be furniture manuals and manuals in general. Often nowadays we can find everything and more on YouTube how-to videos. Manuals are often this big and in multiple different languages when really the section we need is only this big. Next would be mismatched screws, nails, Allen wrenches, etc., all those things that kind of come with IKEA furniture. Next would be unused vases. Are there vases in your cupboards that you perhaps received from a bouquet of flowers that you rarely pull out? Vases are often large and take up a lot of space, and if they aren't being presented in your home in a pretty way and they're tucked away in the cupboard, then they're not being used to their fullest potential, and there's possibly somebody out there, or there probably is somebody out there who could use it for a craft or to fill with flowers or to make their home a more beautiful place. Next would be random containers or jars or mismatched Tupperware. Challenge yourself to go through that drawer or that cabinet in your home, find out what truly needs to be there and what doesn't. What do you use on a regular basis to, say, put in your fridge or carry in your lunch? Do you need the excess? And if not, then it is time to donate. Next would be unused or damaged stationery, random sticky notes, random writing pads of paper. Sometimes these things can accumulate quite fast if you go to a hotel and you decide to take that pad of paper with you. So donate and or recycle. Next would be old artwork or children's artwork. If this feels like it holds sentimental value to you, use the tool as taking a photo and saving it on your computer. If these things aren't something that you're looking at on a regular basis, the truth is you can hold the memory in a photograph and store it on your computer. Chances are it will save better that way anyways, it won't get crumpled, etc. Next would be extra or unused coffee mugs. How many do you use? How many people do you ever have over for coffee or tea at one time? Whatever the answer may be, clear out the rest. Next would be gifts or cards or anything sentimental from an ex in your life. The truth is, none of us needs that bad juju. Next would be frequent shopper cards. These things perhaps encourage bad habits. And while you're at it, go ahead and unsubscribe from all of those shopping emails. Next would be magnets. How nice does a clean fridge look? If you can declutter those magnets on your fridge and declutter all those little papers and things, your kitchen is going to look like a completely different place. Next would be broken Christmas lights that don't work, decorations that don't work. The holiday season is just around the corner, so it's the perfect time to assess what works, what doesn't, and what you can simplify for your holiday season. Next would be old and outdated software. Is there anything on your computer that's taking up a lot of space that you don't use? Declutter that and grant yourself the gift of space for the new year. Next would be old cell phones, old cell phone covers, old cell phone accessories, these awkward things that we feel like we don't really know how to get rid of. The truth is you can actually recycle them. So go ahead and pull anything off your old cell phone that you've been putting off to the side for the past 6 months to a year. Pull that off and go ahead and recycle these types of items. Next would be hand-me-downs that you feel guilt-tripped into keeping because they may have held sentimental value for the person before you, or they were given to you by somebody special. If it's something that you don't personally wear on a regular basis and it doesn't bring you joy or feel comfortable when you put it on, it's time to donate it. Next would be freebie or promotional t-shirts that you no longer wear. In the past, when someone would say, free t-shirt, I used to get so excited. But these things wound up being pajama t-shirts, and then I wound up having a whole drawer of pajama t-shirts, and then I had to go through and donate them all. So either start saying no to these things and go ahead and donate them all right now. Next would be old planners, journals, and calendars. We're going into the new year, so no need to keep the old memories, old plans behind. Let's start fresh. Next would be old school books that you no longer use. These things are hard to part with because, as we all know, if we've been students before, they're quite expensive and they often seem to update versions every couple of years. Darn them at the publishers. So what you're going to do is ask yourself if you really do open these textbooks and use them. If not, you can probably sell them into a used bookstore, but just know it's time because these textbooks themselves are probably like this big or more. So go ahead and recycle those collections of papers. And the last thing on this list that you should be getting rid of before 2018 is your limiting beliefs. The world is your oyster. This next year is your new year, so go ahead and make all of your dreams a reality. If you're looking for some inspiration, I'll leave some videos linked down below and also some playlists. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe below. So happy to have you here and wishing you all the best for the rest of 2017 and of course, all the amazing things that 2018 has to bring. Ciao!